Okay, you guys, we're going to talk while I'm folding my clothes. I just wanted to talk about, going from jail to sober living and how nerve-wracking it was. It was kind of scary, but in a good way, if that makes sense, because I knew I was doing the right thing. But it was still scary because it was new. It was all new. Everything was new. I had no idea how I was going to get anywhere. I didn't even know how I was going to eat. But to be honest, that was something I dealt with for so long, an active addiction. Not having a ride or a place to stay or food or anything like that. But still, when you're not on drugs and you're clear-minded, it's scarier, I think. It's way scarier. You don't have anything to numb that feeling, So yeah, it was scary. It was nerve-wracking. When I got there, everybody was really nice to me. The girls were really nice. There's a funny story I have. I think it was the very first day I had to go to a meeting, and I remember the girls were like, well, you can ride with us. And then we get there, and all the girls, they leave to go meet guys, and one of the girls was like, here, hold my purse, watch it for me. I was like, okay. They didn't want me to know at first that that's what they were doing, because they didn't know me. They didn't know if I was going to snitch on them or not. But y'all, I didn't care. It's none of my business. Like, they weren't doing drugs, So when the meeting was over and they came back, or no, the meeting was almost over and they came back and they were like, you want to go with us? And I'm like, where are we going? They were like, just ride with us, but don't say anything. I guess they just didn't want to leave me there. So they took me with them, and we went and met up with one of the girls' boyfriends in the parking lot, and he was also in the sober living. And it was just funny because, looking back at it, having to tiptoe around like that, I don't know, it was just funny. But that girl ended up being one of my good friends. We're still friends to this day. We don't get to hang out like we want to, but yeah, it's crazy. Like the crazy stuff you did. It's almost like being in high school again. I mean, it kind of is, because you're having to learn how to be an adult all over again. But yeah, so that was my very first day of sober living, on top of people arguing about chores and the girls yelling about who took this, who took that. It was crazy. And then I was just lost. I was so lost. I was confused. My brain wasn't working. They would tell me I need to do this and need to do this. I was forgetting everything. We had to sign in, sign out. And for me, those small tasks were so hard to do. And my anxiety was through the roof. I still struggle with anxiety now, but it was so much worse. It was so bad to where when I was at meetings, I couldn't even talk at meetings. I would get so nervous and so anxious that my breathing, like I couldn't even breathe right and words wouldn't come out. It was scary. It was scary. I ended up going to a psychologist. They tried to give me medication, but I just didn't like how it made me feel. So I wasn't willing to mess with the dose, not in early recovery. I ended up not going back and doing that. I had a life coach that helped me a lot, with different ways to help me sleep or my breathing or just, relax. It's hard to do sometimes, but I've definitely come farther than I ever have with it. It was bad. It was bad. But yeah, and I remember just people talking to me, and I would just be like completely spaced out. It's like I could hear them, but it wasn't registering, if that makes sense. I'm sure all of you that are in recovery understand this. I don't know. And then there were times where I would just sit and listen to music and color and draw. I was coloring and drawing so much. I think that was one thing that I did in jail that I did a lot when I first got out. Just color, draw. When I had to find a job, I didn't know what I was going to do because I didn't have my license. I didn't have a car. I didn't know anybody. I was in a whole new state. I know I've said this before. And some of the girls were saying that there was a restaurant buffet nearby that would hire people from the sober living. I didn't even have my ID on me. I had to get that, and that was a whole nother process. It took me like 6 times going to the DMV. That was a whole mess too. But yeah, I went to this buffet and they hired me, and I've actually made videos about it on TikTok. That's really what happened to me. I would walk to work and back every day. I think we got off at like 9 or 10, and it was close enough to where, you know, it was safe enough for me to get home. It was a couple blocks. It was fine. And yeah, I did it. I can't believe I did that. I did struggle a little bit in the beginning, trying to get into the routine, trying to stay motivated and not get sidetracked with the other girls and what they were doing in their life. They had been clean longer, and they had their lives more stable than mine, and their families helping them. And, you know, my family was there if I called them or anything like that, but financially, my family doesn't come from money. You know, they've helped when they could, and the little bit that I did have was gone when I got arrested. They didn't let me take anything with me but my cell phone. I don't know why. The person that had all my stuff, sad story, she actually went to go meet her dealer, and someone in the house thought they were I guess they were tweaked out, and they thought they were getting robbed, and they shot and unalived her. Thinking about that, like, what if I would have been there with her when she went over there? What if I wouldn't have got clean and I would have went over there with her? It could have been me that unalived and not her. You know, that's scary to think about. While I was in sober living, my grandpa passed away and left us a little bit of money, me and my sisters, and I used that to help get me some clothes and different things that I needed while I was there to help me get around, to get a new job, take Uber and Lyft everywhere. It really helped me start getting on my feet, and I'm very grateful for that. Broke up with my ex while I was in sober living. My sponsor helped me through that. It was very scary for me because I thought he was going to come find me when he got out of jail, which he didn't. He blew my phone up, but, you know, with crazy stuff, he relapsed, and it was a mess. It was hard. It was really hard. He would be like, FaceTime me, show me where you're at, who you're with, who's talking. And I'm like, dude, I'm in sober living. Like, what do you mean? Like, I can't leave in the middle of the night. I'm in sober living. It was just a lot. And I had to let it go. I let it go, which that relationship was really already over. For me, it was just the fear of him coming to find me. I have horrible stories of what I went through with him. I don't know if that's something that you guys want me to share, or if that's too triggering for anyone. I know abuse is a hard thing to get through. I dealt with it growing up with my ex. So yeah, you know, just let me know. I don't want to get into that if it's too touchy for some people. The craziest thing is, my ex passed away and my stepdad's passed away. So you would think all that would be let go in the past, but of course things come up, feelings come up here and there. I'm not angry anymore like I was. I'm not hurt like I was. I've healed from it. But you know, we're human. We still think about things. Okay, this is going to be way off subject, but I was just looking at, and it made me think about some of the cool stuff that I got from Amazon. Let me show you guys, okay? Look at this first. So if any of you have seen my kitchen, it's buffalo plaid. So I got these little hand towels. I think there's 6 in a pack for $10. And then I got washcloths coming to match. I'm going to redo my kitchen with more stuff. I don't know why I just like this. It's like simple but cute. I don't know. And I know it looked crazy, but I just did my lashes, so my makeup's kind of everywhere. Oh, and I got a chip bag sealer. I think it's downstairs though. But yeah, it seals the chip bags back up. I saw someone using it on TikTok, but they have them on Amazon. I think I pay like $8 with a coupon, and it works, and it's rechargeable. But yeah, I know it was off subject, but I have all kinds of like little goodies that I find. I can share those with you guys if that's something y'all want to hear about. Let me ask you guys this. Do you ever look around at the stuff that you've accumulated now, even if you think it's junk or clutter, whatever, and just look at it and be like, dang, I never would have had this. I've never had this much stuff, honestly, even before I ever used. I've never had this much. I've never had nice things, you know, even with my Victoria's Secret stuff. I know it's a lot, but I've never had that stuff. And for me, I don't know, I'm just grateful for it. I was looking at my laptop and I was thinking that, like, what the heck? I have a laptop and TVs in my house and, you know, a new phone and just things that would have been gone in a hot second back in the day. So yeah, I don't know. I just look around at that all the time. Even clothes, like, I swear I would keep a duffel bag of clothes. And if somebody didn't take the whole thing, they would be picking out of it. Same thing with makeup. Anything that I had, it would get gone so fast. I used to go to Goodwill and grab clothes. And I know this is so bad, but grab clothes. And I try to find cute stuff, of course, and whatever I would grab from somewhere, somebody would grab for me. That was my karma. So yeah, I think that's another reason why I like giving back so much, because I used to take, and now I don't know. I have it, so I give, you know? But anyway, I'm sorry it's taking me so long to get these YouTubes up. I'm just trying to find enough time. I need to get a schedule. I'm really bad with time management and scheduling things. I'm working on it. Anyway, I gotta finish cleaning. Have a good night.